Now we have to. It's so far. Wait, was the resting part? No, the resting part was here. So it's really not that far. It's close to the guy. We have to get to the merchant first. Oh crap. I clicked. Citizen. Merchant. Tell them what happened. The path to the Numeria is open. It wasn't the hunger that moved. One of my lads, a double-crossing necromancer? Serena, protect us. Dark things are afoot in Gudrin. You mark my words. The merchant frowns and shakes his head. As for you, many thanks for your help. From me, from my lads, and from the whole town as well. Braces of the mighty boar. Fragment of a boar's tusk. +6 enchantment bonus to strength ability score. Whenever the wearer charges using a natural attack, their first attack this round has its base damage tripled. I don't think. Oh, what? It has to be Olbrich or Avu. Um, let's do you. Because why not? Oh, no, that does not go with the Brace of Giant Strength. So, we will take the Braces of Armor off. Oh, wait, but doesn't this have Strength in it? Strength and Dex. Put this back. And this is strictly strength. That's a +6. This is a +4. Let's take that off. Let's put this on. Yeah, and then I don't think anyone actually needs that. Cause this does kind as well, and I'll rather that on Sela. We don't need strength. But Incria doesn't need strength. Wait, I don't think his AC dropped. Let's see. Oh, still 21. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Save.
Our path leads on.
Let's rest. Roll. I feel like I originally may be able to do. We do put a originally here. Oh no, no. Your alchemy sucks. You can't scribe scroll. Alright. Ember. Oh, that is not happening. Look at that DC. And Darren, Sela, Night Watch, second shift. And let's change it to moss porridge for the skill check bonus. Before I lived as I had, never thinking of how quickly time passes for mortals. Do you assess time the same way demons do? Remember, time is a strange thing for everybody, but I think bad things seem to last a long time for both demons and mortals, and good things are over in the blink of an eye. You're not wrong. Alright.
I will guide us.
Do you have anything? Well, we have to go in the ruins or whatever for you. However,
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
I don't trust nothing in this place now, so remove fear.
Ona Adayan.
Shield of Faith. Well, first let's do Bless.
Aporan Sentes.
And now, Shield of Faith.
Our time has come.
Further Step. You know what? No, Long Strider.
You called.
Usually, Cat's Grace.
I will help where
Sela.
I can.
Greater Magic Weapon.
This war must end.
Ember. Mage Armor. Oh yeah, and I keep
The world
forgetting.
just forget me.
I already have that. Mage Armor.
Let us
Next.
not hesitate.
I think that's enough. I view. Can you take potions from here? Let's see. $30 to $32. Good to know.
Missed me already.
Arcane Aura.
The struggles never cease.
We need to
A
add
bright
potions to
future
people.
awaits us.
Effortless armor. Oh, why is that?
We'll
And
make things right.
Ember. Boss wife. I'm not understanding. Ember.
Good person.
Next.
I like you.
Blur. Incria. Blur. Brick. While that is happening, alright. Darren, you already have a lot going on. Arushale. Why not? Someone had to get rid of those. Cat's Grace. Section from law. Next. Fine. Ulbrick. Ulbrick, I'm not even sure what to give you. You have a bull strength. Haste. What is going on with this? Are you not supposed to be wearing armor? 21. 22. That would have been really good to know. But honestly, I just didn't pay attention to it, so I can't even fault the game. Acid, fire, reduce. Good. What is specimen? Displacement. Alright. Let's go. X-Men, the Marion Spellcaster. He really has spellcasters here. To the chieftain's house. Marion spellcaster, bodyguard. Jordolf? Dolph? Sigwarn. How did you even get across to this side? I'll be having a few choice words with the guards at the crossing. Come on in since you're here. I want to ask you about something. What are your thoughts on Gudrin? What a thing to ask. I'm the chief here, you know. My thoughts, they're the same thoughts as a good father has on his child. For all their faults, they're still my child. Sigmund's laughter is resounding and pleasant. After he is done laughing, he rubs his chin. I think I regret every day I ever spent away from this place. This is my home, my tribe, and my tribe needs me. I won't let its spirit stiffen and wither, bound by old traditions, mages, technology, even hardened devils for crying out loud. We will absorb it all and turn it to our benefit, one way or another. Gudrin will live. I'm listening to you, and I don't know what to make of it. On one hand, Chief, I'll put it plainly, you're talking nonsense. When has sorcery ever helped us? But then again, Albrecht scratches at his beard. Then again, you've got the Sicorian spirit. You're talking barterdash, but you're talking like a chieftain. What are we supposed to do, friend? Osocorus died 100 years ago. The whole world's been turned upside down. What used to be reasonable is madness now, and what sounds like madness now makes sense. Times have changed. Sigvarn gives Albrecht a friendly thump to the shoulder. But our spirit's the same as ever, no matter what century we're in. What are these metal things on your wall? Oh, these. Everyone here gawks at them, but I got used to seeing them in Numeria. He nods at the peculiar decoration on the wall at his dwelling. That machine can predict the comings of rains. That one tells time, and this one is just a trophy, a memento of the glorious past of a Numerian mercenary. Yes, I'm telling you this openly. My man and I, we're not ashamed of it. You're not ashamed, fair enough, but you've got nothing to be proud of either. Come on, Albrecht. You're wrong. A victory is a victory, even if it's in a foreign land, in a foreign war. Without those victories, without the trophies and experience we brought back from Numeria, do you think Gudrin would still be standing today? What's your opinions on Senna? Yes, does good work. She's a fine lass. I have no quarrel with her as the tribe's shaman. But those old traditions of hers, on the other hand, how are we supposed to get anywhere if we're always looking over our shoulder? Yessa has to understand. Everything changes in this world, and we must change along with it. What matters is what you hold in your heart, and that's where I hold Socorus. Yes, this is Numerian armor, but underneath it, I'm still the same descendant of a Socorian chieftain. I swear it in Serena's name. There are some things you shouldn't do for the sake of surviving. There are some things that shouldn't be changed. Listen to the shaman, Chief. It's a centuries-old tradition for every tribe to have its own shaman, and there's a good reason for it. Maybe you're right, but Sigvarn smirks. It is also a centuries-old tradition that the chieftain and the shaman have. Is it also a centuries-old tradition that the chieftain and the shaman have to be at each other's throats? Albert lets out a booming laugh. It is, and that's the truth. Tell me about yourself. I am the chieftain. Sigvarn shrugs his mighty shoulders, his face radiating calm dignity that gives you an indignation of how much the word means to him. Do you see this sword? He nods over his shoulder at the worn leather-bound hilts. What sword? I got it from my father as he got it from his father as he got it from his... And the one who originally forged it and let it drink the blood of his enemies was a Socorian chieftain many moons before the fall of this land. And what was his name? Tell me, chieftain, what is your clan's name? And what is the name of this fine sword of yours? Want to test me, do you? Very well. I present myself as its farmer, as its proper. I am Sigvarn Dutry, son of Aswad Dutry, grandson of Walter Dutry. Our clan was founded by Trovin Dutry, the great smith whom dropped dragonfire in his forge. And as for my sword, Sigvarn frowns. Its name was lost along with our homeland. My grandfather died defending his home when his father was just a babe. The sword survived. My grandfather took its name to his grave. May I take a look? Albrecht examines the scabbard and hilt of the sword with reverence, cautiously touching the tongues of flames etched on the guard. I knew your great-great-grandfather, Wilbur Daltrey. And this blade, I've seen it in battle. Its name is Dawn Cutter, and I see that you have not honored it, or your ancestors. Dawn Cutter. Dawn Cutter. Sigvard presses his lips to the sword's handle and bows his head before Auburn. Thank you. Never have I been given so precious a gift. Oh, and I see you have not dishonored it. I'm about to say he's not saying nothing about what he said, but okay. Thank you. It is the town in need of help. Sigvard spreads his arms wide as if trying to encompass the entire settlement at once. This is Gudrin. Of course it needs help. Needs help always. The only question is, which of our problems can I place on your shoulders? Let me get a look at those shoulders of yours, and they look sturdy enough. I think I have a job that will fit it nicely. Do you need help with the quarantine? No, I'll handle it just fine. I've already sent out for a healer. Joy, my advisor, took care of it. The healer is delayed in coming, of course. Sigvard clicks his tongue in frustration. You'd think he'd hurry his nag a little after the fortune I paid him. Well, no point in fuming over it. No point in fuming over it. He'll be here any day now. Why won't you let Senna help? If you talk to her, you probably understand the reason yourself. He shakes his head. She's a heedless one. She believes Serena will protect her from everything, and she'll walk through fire armed with that faith. And the disease is dangerous. 3 of our people have already died. That's why I put all the sick in one house and put a guard on the door. It's the safest thing to do until the healer gets here. There's something else. The reason why Yissa is so troubled about the whole thing, the disease reared its head after the feast day. And do you know which feast it was? The one in honor of our wolf. Senna is in charge of the preparations every year, so she torments herself. She feels guilty, and it takes a clear head to deal with any dangerous job. Do you have an advisor? His name is Jordolf, and I brought him all the way from Numeria. He was in my party. He wasn't much use in combat, but he has applied himself here. What do you know about the disease? Barely anything. It all began right after the feast in honor of Serena. They hadn't even taken the garlands off the gates that evening when the first one fell sick. Maybe they thought maybe they brought in the disease along with some foreign goods. Maybe it's something else. But people are dying, but people are hunting and dying. Talk to Jord. He can tell you more. Your people might not last until help arrives. Sigvard's hands curl into fists, and his brows furrow. I am aware, he yells, but then quickly cools his temper. What do you suggest I do then? I can't get a healer from Ustalov. The border is closed. Not that I want anything to do with those ghouls. Alright, it can't hurt. Go take a look if you like. I'll tell my people to let you go through where you please. But Senna is not allowed to go anywhere near the sick. If you figure out a way to weed out the disease, come and talk to me. Tell me about this important job of yours. Well, it's not my job exactly. To be honest with you, I'd rather leave everything as it is. But Yissa is beside herself, and she keeps nagging me about it too. Sigvard frowns and looks away, then focuses his calm gaze back on you. We have a place here, a sacred grove. It's just trees, stones, and some more trees, and a shrine in the middle of it all. Have you guessed whose shrine it is? Our resplendent Serena's. The trouble is, demons are drawn to our sacred grove like moths to a flame. None of our young ones have ever seen the shrine doors, let alone the inside of it, and the old have all but forgotten what it looks like. I can tell you're good with a weapon, and you did not come along either. What do you say? Will you take on this task? His eyes seem to be studying you. Will you drive the demons out of the grove? Why won't you help Senna yourself? It's a quarantine, curse it. Almost all of my people are there right now. The disease struck without warning. I thought you didn't care about Senna's problems. Is that what you figured from our disagreement back there? I see, I'll put it this way. Yissa has a good head on her shoulders, but those tails of hers. There is a sadness in his voice, but it remains calm and firm. The time for tales has passed. It is now time to make tough decisions. If Yissa has her way, she will close Gundrum off to Outlanders, and that will be our downfall. There are too few of us, you understand. Too few to be trying to live in a world of our own. I will help clear the sacred grove of demons. Then it's settled. One less headache to worry about. Silver smiles with visible relief. And the reward will be to your liking. We'll work something out. And another thing, I sent some lads out to scout the area into the woods. If you come across a scouting party, rest assured they're on our side. I have to go. Right you are. No time to be sitting idle. We all have business to take care of. Now, Jerndolf. Ooh. Jerndolf, advisor to the chieftain at your service, Outlanders. I am strongly advising you against looking into this matter. Why would famed warriors like you concern yourselves with the quarantine? But I won't go against the chief's orders. Ask me whatever you want to know. How long have people been ill? A couple of days, since the evening for our feast day in honor of Serena the Protector. What are the symptoms of the disease? The symptoms are horrible indeed: stomach cramps, weakness, and fever. The affliction brings down strapping men as well as children and the old. Take my advice. Do not venture close to the sick or the bodies. Serena protects those who protect themselves. Tell me about yourself. About myself? I'm not worthy of your notice. I'm just a man who does his duty. Sure. Interesting. And there was a Aeon option. Ooh, lockpick.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
Helmet. Owl's cow. Wait, what is this? Oh. No, it's the oldest. This cow gives the wearer a +6 enchantment bonus to wisdom. If the wearer benefits from any shift or aspect, they also gain a +2 circumstance bonus to damage with all natural attacks. This cow is worn together with the cat's boots. The wearer additionally gains a +2 circumstance bonus to AC. I don't think anyone has cat's boots on. No boots. You have cat's boots, but +5 on initiative. Ember, what do you use for? Pretty sure it's charisma. No, intelligence. Sorry. Yeah. Arushale. There's no. Arushale, do you use. What exactly do you use? Huh. Armor. spell book. I think she used wisdom, but for some reason I feel like she uses charisma. That's no. Trap finding, favorite weapons. Yeah, this while usually rangers use their wisdom. Espionage experts use the power of their personality. The main casting ability for the espionage is their charisma. She does use charisma. I think we're good with. We're actually using wisdom. I don't think there's anything different with. Alright. I feel like we need the int. I'm gonna regret this, but oh well. 21 and 19. Oh, that was why I didn't give it to her, because do we want to give it to her, shall Yeah. You see, 21 to 23. And oh, she still looks adorable.
Without a doubt.
And we can have to talk to Senna. And then protect the forest. We also have to find out more about the disease. Alright, so infirmary. I don't want to see if the guy had anything else. I also want to go here. Anyone with the name? Nope. But there's something highlighted. Not at all. Let's go Arson Kai. Let's go to the ruins. I'll do that anyway for arson. Nope. Metro pocket mirror. Next, it is the infirmary. And I guess we'll go to her after, and then we'll go to the ruins. And then we'll just go from there, I guess. Wait, what? What? Where? Where'd you get the whole crate? Oh, that's that drunkard. Don't worry. Six from Gramps' parentry. Great man he was, my Gramps. May Serena guide him through the way. Crazy wild moonshine, I'm telling you. Don't be such a chicken. Look, I'll drink first. What? Isn't it the drink? And the beer? Ah. He disappeared? Black magic, sorceress trick, Serena, save me. What in the world? What's happening to me? Somebody, hey, somebody.
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
True sight. Darren.
Lisano Danium.
I welcome your company.
Hey, my buddy. Why'd he run away like that? He just looked at me and went, why can't I see my hands? Where'd they go? Where'd my hands go? Am I dead? I'm sort of see-through. My mother told me drinking would be the death of me, and she was right. Help me, sister. You hear crowd sobs and lamentations coming out of thin air. You're invisible. So not a ghost? He lets out a drunken sob. Have I been cursed? Did Gramps do this to me for stealing his liquor? Who are you? So you can hear me. Thanks, Serena the Protector. I'm Dondrick, the local. I'm a friend. So you drank your grandfather's liquor. Well, yeah, why not? He's old. He doesn't need it. That crate just stood there, gathering dust for goddess knows how many years. Sounds like your grandfather is an alchemist. Nope, he is? Come to think of it, the liquor bottles were a little small. Gramps, why would you do this to me? Stay here while I think of something. I'm staying. Just don't forget about me. I'm invisible. I forget about me quicker than I... I'd forget about me quicker than I could Donna Gill, he sobbed. That's actually funny. Safe. And infirmary. Hold on, that true scene only lasts 10 minutes. Oh boy. Hi, little boy. Whoa, look at you and your fancy. Look at you in your fancy clothes. It's obvious you're no local. The boy who looks about 10 years old shoot you a sly smile. He looks like a sharp one. Do you live here? Yeah, in that big house over there. I know everything about this whole town. Can you tell me about the day feast you recently celebrated? It was even better than usual. I helped make garlands out of flowers for the gate, sent out some of the spirit of the great wolf, and that evening there was a man handing out food, and he didn't even want any money from it. Sure. Oh, you're from a Numeria. He waves his hand nonchalantly, but then frowns. Or is it Ustalav? If you're from Ustalav, you better beat it. You don't like people from there. Wow. He's too young to even. Do you know the person who was handing out food at the celebration? Nah, I don't know him, but I did see him. He was like you, from somewhere else. Said he was a pilgrim? He went from house to house giving out meat, totally free of charge. A pilgrim, you say? Ulbrich tugs his beard as he thinks. Gundra's a tiny place. It's got no big or family shrines. So why would there be pilgrims here? Then he left town and headed straight for the hill. I followed him. Figured maybe he'd start giving out sweet surf fruit next, but no. He got a camp there and some guard golems. I kept an eye on it for a bit longer. Then I came back. Thank you, little boy. Who's stopping you? Let's see who else. Save. To the infirmary. Oh, so we actually came from Death's Door when we rested. Citizen. I feel so rotten. I don't even know if I'm alive or dead anymore. Can you describe your symptoms? I'm weak as a 3-year-old pup. I'm sweating buckets and it's like I have a devil in my gut screaming and kicking his hooves. Have you been sick long? It's been 2 days. If I can still tell day from night, what's this damn pain in my gut? When did you fall ill? Day from night with the damn pain in my gut. Right after the celebration, the one in honor of Serena. It was so beautiful. And as soon as it ended, this started. The last thing I remember is a pilgrim knocking on my door and offering me some baked cabbages and meat. It tasted so good. Oh, my poor gut. Did the other 6 townsmen take the food too? What kind of question is that? Of course everyone did. The food was delicious, perfectly fresh, and the smell was enough to make your mouth water. He lets out a heavy groan in response. I don't want to die. I'm only 43. I've got my whole life ahead of me. Is there nothing in here? Nope.
Forwards.
The cat is in the same room as the sick people, but it looks healthy. Clearly the illness poses no risk to the animals.
We march ahead.
Now we'll go to Senna and then the ruins? think we'll talk to her first, and then that's where we'll probably end this. And then next time we'll probably start with the ruins. Ask her advice on the invisible man. We did that. Kind of find out about the green gates. X-Men. Citizen, do you have anything you want to tell us? Oh, sad old man. I heard the tale of the white rat helps against disease. We've got plenty of rats, but how do you catch a white one? Poor Pooch. Did you really die because of me? Did you give the Pooch some food? They say the brightest stars burn the quickest. Then how come you died, Rubus? You dim-witted. Funny, but it's funny. You dim-witted mutt. The portly man sighs, looking at the dead dog. What are you grieving over? I feel sorry for the poor pup. He was such a sweetie, even if he was a bit dumb. And all this time he lived here, he'd only bitten 3 people, and every one of them deserved it. That fought from Ustalov, Mr. Krell, and a couple of outsiders. Was this your dog? Oh, no. He was just a stray. I just feed them. I don't mind doing it, and it makes them happy. It wasn't my treats that killed them, was it? Where did you get the food you gave to the dogs? Oh, just from some pilgrim that was going from house to house the other day. Holy people are always welcome around here, especially when they're offering such good meat. Pilgrims are usually poor folk. They go door to door begging for a crust of bread. But you're telling me these ones were hanging out meat left and right? That's awfully strange. Oh, poor Rubus, you silly dog. The man continues mourning the dog's death. The dog is dead. The vomit next to its muzzle indicates poisoning. Cool. You have nothing to say. Alright, Senna. Senna offers a friendly nod. You chose an auspicious hour to appear at my doorstep. Wolf's Home welcomes its guests. Ulbrich Olesk, servant of the Heavenly Griffin, is knocking at your door. May I cross the threshold of Wolf's Home? You're a welcome guest to this house. Come in. It is an honor to have you. Ulbrich looks at the shaman in surprise, as though he expected a different response. Laughing, he wags his finger at her. Surely you don't let a visitor from another tribe in so easily. And if I wasn't who I claimed to be, but some Oglin or Fae, you should have tested me, asked me some questions to catch me out. But anyway, you bidden me to come in, so I'll come. But you should thank the gods that this time at least I am who I say I am. I didn't know. The shaman lowers her head like a little girl apologizing to her teacher. I keep the old ways, but so much has been lost. Thank you for pointing out my error. Why did you call me? How could I not? She cocks her head to one side and gives you a friendly and open smile. You are all that fills Serena's vision these days. The visions come to me one after another, and in each one I see you and the other one who walks beside you. That must be me then. And Serena is the she-wolf that appeared before us in the ruins of Coringlen. Ulbrich pensively strokes one of his braids in his beard. A good omen, but what did we do to deserve it? I've never been to your town before, and sorry, but I never heard of Serena either. But she knows of you. Isn't that enough? What can I do for Gudrin? Do you wish to help us? I knew your arrival was a good omen. I had doubts at first, but Serena's visions are not always clear. I wondered if you would be a great boon or a great misfortune. And even though only time will reveal the truth, I will have faith that our future is bright. Gudrin's trouble are many, you know. We are few in number. It is difficult for us to defend our home and gather food. But for as long as Serena watches over us and we remember and honor her, all will be well. The great wolf will show us the right path. How could it be any other way? And yet, there is one thing that has long since given me cause to worry. Serena's shrine in the sacred grove. Once long, long ago, yes, just like in the tales, a genuine smile brightens her face and it makes it look very young. Long, long ago, the grove was a place of safety and people were free to enter the shrine. Can you imagine? Shamans of ages past could see Serena with their own eyes, speak with her just like we're speaking right now, not through obscene images or visions. Oh, how I wish I could return Gudrin to those days. Senna sighs, but her sadness is brief. She shakes her mane of thick hair and smiles at you. Who can say? Perhaps you've come here to change everything. A curious thing happened to one of the townsmen. He drank a potion. And turned invisible. Serena preserve us. Where did they find a whole crate? No matter. We must help the poor sap, and quickly. You simply can't go around mixing potions so carelessly. Bring me the vials left from whatever they drank, and here is a sharp list of things I need. You obtain one from Cree, the merchant from Ustalav, the other from Sigvern. Once you have everything, I will help. Show the charm. This stone looks old. Could it be from Socorus? Oh, may I hold it for a moment? I've never seen one before, but I've heard a lot about them. The shaman takes the stone in her hand with great care. It's so ancient, and it still holds power. They use charms like this to honor the forest spirits. Spirits are like little godlings. They're so weak, but they're still useful. The sacred grove still has a few altars standing. You can try your luck. Perhaps your charm will awaken one of them. Those monsters at the gates, you find them troubling, do you not? It's true. Demons at our very gates. Serena sends me visions of a dark calling evil creeping its way to the town, but I can never discern its source. We must search the surrounding lands and learn where the hunger that moves came from. Evil, you say? You know, on my way here, we came across more than just your Serena. We also ran into some oglin with wings like a fly. I remember it saying something about its master. Could that be what your goddess is warning you about? It could well be. If only I could hear her voice more clearly. If only I knew the sacred rituals better. Then I wouldn't have to guess. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing a fine job. Dealing with gods is always a tricky business. Bamboozled at every step you are. I haven't heard a peep from my guide in a long time. Why? What did I do to anger him? Your guess is as good as mine. Where should I start looking? Her face becomes pensive, as if she's trying to summon images from her memory. Darkness, thick, rustling darkness, the smell of dirt, moisture, and stone dust, and splashing water, waves crashing one by one against the shore. That is what Serena is telling me, and Serena is never wrong. Look for a place that resembles this vision, and may the great wolf's blessing be with you. Ask you something? Tell me about Serena. Remember how I said you always knew her? I've spoken a word of lie. The white wolf that brought you here, that was Serena, the great wolf of Socorus. Serena the swift-pawed, Serena the sharp-eyed. She gazes somewhat over your shoulder, a light smile playing at her lips. Her fur is whiter than a coldest glacier. She breathes in time and breathes out eternity. Those were the words my grandmother first used to describe her. Senna laughs before taking on a more serious tone. Serena is the last goddess of Socorus. Her keen gaze brushes over Albert. Not the last. Albert corrects her harshly. Alvar, the heavenly griffin, still lives. Maybe other gods have survived as well, but I doubt there are many of them. You're right on that score. Tell me about yourself. Senna straightens her shoulders and back. What can I tell you? I am a shaman, the spiritual leader of our town. A gentle and wise mother who listens to anyone who comes to her with their woes. I keep the traditions of Osakoras. Listen to Serena's will and pass it on to the people. But if you ask Sigrun about me, you will hear that I am a petulant little girl with a head full of old tales. Her soft laughter fills the air. It may be so. I will show that stubborn fool how real old tales can be. How did you learn about Sokorian traditions? One can learn much by paying attention to the words of elders and reading the right books. When I was little, I learned all the Sokorian tales by heart. After the Griffin brother, the bear people, about the Griffin brother, the bear people, the black mage was also enthralling. And when I grew up, grandmother gave me the book she had inherited from her grandmother. So that's how it is. Books and grandmother's tales. That's all that's left of our people. Ulbrich laughs bitterly. And not even 100 years have passed. How did you come to be the shaman here? And I'm delighted you asked. It is my favorite story. Every Sokorian tribe must have a shaman who welcomes the newborns, bids farewell to the departed, gathers the people for celebration, and commutes with the gods. Such is the way of things. But Gudrin hasn't had a shaman for a whole generation. The people thought the goddess had abandoned us, but they themselves has long forgotten how to worship her. The sacred grove had filled with wicked things, and has been many years since anyone had entered the shrine. I was a little tot, must have been no older than 5 when my grandmother let me out of her sight and I ended up in the sacred grove. Everyone knew that place meant certain death, and yet I reached the very doors of the shrine and came back, and not a hair on my head had been harmed. The look in her amber eyes is triumphant. Serena kept me safe on my journey. I remember her white fluffy tail. I kept seeing glimpses of it ahead of me. And I remember the smell of apples in fall. You know those big round ones? The ones that only turn sweet after the first frost hits? After that, Serena began sending me visions, and eventually I took up the vacant post of shaman here in Gudrin. Senna sighs. I remember it like it was yesterday. The warm, rough surface of the shrine's doors under my fingers. I wish I could touch it just one more time. Are you the descendant from the shamans of this place? Honestly, I don't know. She looks perplexed for the first time since you met her. I think I am. Would the goddess have spoken to anyone else? I'm sure the blood of Sokorian shamans flows in me. What's your opinion of Sigmar? It's obvious we don't get along too well, isn't it? She looks away. Whenever I see him coming along the road, I already know the two of us are going to fight like cat and dog. I just can't stand it. Every part of me rebels against his disregard for our traditions. Mages? Numerian technology? He drags everything and everyone into this so-called clan without a single thought. All that matters is that it works. Ancestral experience be damned. What he doesn't understand is that the body must be one with the soul. You cannot give up on your heart to save your body and remain yourself. Why, just look at the hunger that moves. It looks alright. The shell is alive, but peer inside and you will see a terrifying void. That's harsh. Comparing a corpse stuffed with flies to your own chieftain? Ulbrich chuckles. But sorcerers and Numerian metalsmiths, they're no laughing matter. You're right about that. Thank you for your answers. I have to go. May the great wolf bless your every step in these lands. So I'm guessing we still have to talk to people about, we have to go to the lair with the shrine. We have to go back to the drunkard, go back to Sigvarn, and we have to find the pilgrim. And is... Huh. So... Drunkard... Chieftain, back to center, ruins. I guess then we'll go from there. Oh, well, no, I think we'll go this way because we know. Then we find something about who had the bodyguard. Let's go back to the lair of the hunger that moves. Yeah, we wanna go. I wanna go that way. But I think that is all for now. This has been interesting. Oliver's quest is really, really interesting.
I ever see Sarkoris Green again?
I'm still not understanding how we got the portal, but I guess sometimes you shouldn't understand, just go along with it. And I think we did that. Yeah, that is it for now. Thank you, everyone. I am still, as usual, having a blast. But again, thank you and see you soon.